I was excited when Zohran Mandani got elected, but I guess everybody didn't have the same consensus. But what the Democrats have to realize is that it's time to make changes, and it's time to get new people, new young people in. I was a little disappointed in Hakeem Jeffries, but that ain't the first time I've been disappointed in him, nor Chuck Schumer. But
Another one that I'm very disgusted with is another one, Christian Gillibrand of New York, when she was attacking Zohran Mandani for like the Intifada. This is the same Christian Gillibrand that pushed out Al Franken during the Me Too era, and Al Franken was Jewish. Christian Gillibrand is a man-hating United States senator. It is people like Christian Gillibrand that are the reasons why MGTOW and why the Manosphere and the Passport Bros even exist, because of women like Christian Gillibrand.
well, Christian Gillibrand will, is
And here
not
are the
on. She's
consequences.
not on the power list for this term, because as
She's the head of the recruitment of getting Democrats back to the United States Senate, Christian Gillibrand. Oh,
well,
yeah, she is.
her position can change because there needs to be a lot of changes in the Democratic Party, and not focusing on Christian Gillibrand so much, but things that
In the establishment Democrats, but she is the leader of one of the establishment Democrats that do not like change, and they're very racist. It really shows you who the corporate Democrats really are. The corporate Democrats are racist towards young minority people.
well, and even with their racism, they need to be outed because it's time for Schumer to go. It's time for Hakeem to not to be holding down Pelosi's legacy, and it's time for Hakeem to also, I think, acknowledge Mandani's, accept his,
Except his extended. His brother did, but he didn't.
you know. But there's challenges for him, and maybe he will be challenged in his position
In the
too.
Democratic primary, he's going in the way. He's really out of touch with his own constituents. He's going in the way of Eric Cantor.
Yeah.
He's the Democratic version of Eric Cantor.
Now, some key changes that Democrats might focus on to be more successful could include emphasizing economic policies that appeal to working class voters, like job growth and affordable health care. They might also focus on connecting with more rural or moderate voters by discussing issues like infrastructure and education, while still maintaining their core values on social issues, building coalitions across different communities, and addressing concerns about cost of living and security can also help broaden their appeal, overall showing responsiveness to local needs while keeping a clean, positive vision which can make the difference.
That's what Zohran Mandani represents: listening to the people and listening to people and not lecturing them, not talking at them, but talking to them and listening to them. Like affordability crisis, we're gonna have more than affordability crisis. A lot of things in America is going up just for regular groceries. For college is going up. Everything has gone up.
And we also was looking at the some of the progressive Democrats leaders that people often talked about potential candidates for the election coming up. If we're not fighting back the Republicans trying to cheat and kill the voters' rights, And one of those were Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's well known for pushing progressive policies. There's also someone like Rokana, who's been vocal about progressive economic strategies, or even Elizabeth Warren. Hell, go Bernie. Bernie's still on the map. They all represent different facets of the progressive movement within the Democratic Party and could all possibly be in the mix. So, is it anybody else that you think could be in the mix for as a progressive party leader?
One of my favorite leaders is one of my favorite Democrats so far that I've been really a fan of. That's one of the most underrated senators is Senator Raphael Warnock, another progressive senator from Georgia. There's Chris Murphy in Connecticut.
They talk about
Ayanna Presley is
who's been a
underrated.
strong advanced progressive on policies. We talked about Brooke Connor. What about Katie Porter?
Katie Porter's one of the good ones. She was one of the single moms, and she was one of the mentors of Elizabeth Warren. Yes, so I'm a fan of Katie Porter as well.
I'm a fan of Jasmine
And
Crockett.
they all love me some Jasmine Crockett. I love me some Robert Garcia in California.
What about Jamal Bowman?
I wish Jamal Baldwin as well. I was a fan of his until they ousted him with the dirty Israeli pact, which is called APAC, American-Israel Relations. They're more Israel first than American first.
But the leaders will come, you know.
The leaders will come. It just has to be organic. It just cannot be just fake leaders. It has to become organically. And there are some that's trying to copy Zohran Mandani with their style without the policies. What Zohran Mandani is about is policies that also makes with the charisma as well.
Well, he got out there and he mixed with the people too. You know, he seems more genuine.
He's a very, very genuine person, and for young people, because if we don't elect people like Zohran Mandani, then it's going to lead to even more chaos that is even worse than the voting booth. And I don't want to think about what it's going to be if we don't elect people like a Zohran Mandani or AOC. They will give up on voting in democracy altogether, and it will get more and more violent.
But we have to watch out because Mark Elias was also saying about what is going on with the redistricting of...
And what's going on with the redistricting in Texas when they're trying to even redistrict even worse when they're saying that the 4 Texas districts is unconstitutional based on race. What that really does is eliminate Black and Latino power. They're saying that just having Black and Latino representation in rule 50% is considered unconstitutional. What they're saying with the original amount of the Constitution, meaning the white rule, South African rule.
Okay. So, our leaders will appear, and the leaders that need to step back and have served the day to move on, and let it be more progressive, and let it be more young, and not have people dying in the Senate like
the people in the House, like Sylvester Turner. He was a freshman, but guess how old he was as a freshman congressman? 70 years old. Jared Conley, brain cancer. Rahul Gravador, his daughter's running for Congress. That's why I'm voting for Rachel Fox, because of that, too. That's why also support Rachel Fox for Congress against Rahul Gravador's daughter.
So, what's your last word?
My last word on this is that these young people are tired of the old establishment playbook and old establishment ways of saying, oh, we can't do this. No, that's not true. The Republicans, they never have this mentality of we can't do this. What they do is they fight until they do it. And then if they get unpopular, they just change the rules. We don't have that passivity. When I went to the library with that meeting, when I went to that meeting, they even said they were the minority leader in the...
What meeting? What meeting did you go to?
The meeting that we went to was the Democratic meeting with minority leader Ashley Aldi, okay? And
she said she was there to help.
She was there to help flip seats. My thinking was we need to change more than flip seats. We need to change the whole seats altogether and rebuild and start over the way this is going. We can't be changing the deck. We can't. The old ways are not helping us. It's destroying us.
Well, I said it that the Democrats I didn't feel was fit to fight against fascism. They still trying to do the old. They're still fighting the old way, and they gotta. The
old 1990s pre-social media, pre-Donald Trump, pre-podcast movement rules. It doesn't work anymore. It's a lot worse than that. It's way worse. We have to rebuild our party from the ground up at the local, state, and federal level, everywhere. And then that means younger persons running for office. Younger people running for office.
So, basically...
coming forward themselves.
And like I said, they got a toolbox, but they got to get more aggressive
They have to get even more aggressive than what we are today. We cannot be passive.
Take the challenges and get out there in the street, talk to the people, get on these podcasts, let their voices be heard, put on a boxing glove, step up to the plate, and stop having imposter syndrome, seeing all the things that they can't do, and work on all the things that
They can do. What is you can do within that toolbox? What can you do within that toolbox? Run yourself. Like, for instance, I've been thinking about running myself the way this is going. Because I was looking at jobs for Democratic politics, like running for in Platte County myself
at
the local level.
And Abrams, she expressed that if we do anything, we must remember to put as many judges in. And if you want to find out information about the judges, you need to either, well, now they have Perplexity. Go, because a lot of people are not using Google as much, but they have the app Perplexity, and you need to go to that.
And other AI tools, because the way that AI is working, it is even worse. We're seeing 50% of jobs being destroyed just this year through AI. 50%. Old ways are not working. Okay? And those entry jobs are being wiped out. And we're going to have a lot of mental problems coming.
All right. So last word, what do you got to say?
What I got to say for my last word is that we have to come with out-of-box solutions, because the playbook in the 1990s, the early 2000s, for Millennium's Generation Z is not going to work. It's just not going to work today. It is more to deadly consequences.
And as they say, elections have consequences.
Elections have consequences.
And we see the consequences of this election and forthcoming. So on that note, run for office yourselves and study and learn. Because if we don't learn, you're going to not only be left behind, it is going to lead to very deadly consequences if we don't. So we are out for now.